All right, good afternoon and welcome to Entertainment Now, brought to you by Spectrum Television. I mean, it's Tuesday afternoon and I always make Tuesdays about choosing. Like, what are you choosing today? Choosing happiness, choosing self-worth, choosing growth. You have to be choosing the positive things today. It helps in how the rest of the week is going to span out. Welcome to Entertainment Now once again on Spectrum Television. My name is Vera Philip and I am your host. Today we're going to start off with so many stories that I've been making the round, especially with your favorite celebrities on social media. Starting off with this one about Comfort Emmason. Now, a few days ago, Comfort Emmason had now finally made a post on social media after a long silence from her. After the entire Ibom Air situation that happened, there were just a lot of, free Emmason, free comfort that was going on. And then she got released, and ever since then she didn't come out to say anything aside from the fact that she was getting better. She was trying to treat herself, and that when she's done with all of that, she's going to actually give her own side of the story. Anyways, there was also some fake news that she had sued the federal government, sued NCAA and all of that for about 500 million naira. And so she debunked the story by coming up on social media to say, no, I didn't sue anybody, at least not yet. I'm just, haven't decided on what to do, whether to sue or whether not to sue. That was her statement, and she made that on social media, on her social media platforms. After a few days, she came on social media to give her own account of what happened on the said day. Anyways, let's take a look at the video that she made.
Good evening, depending on where you're watching me from. I want to come out fully to appreciate God Almighty and everyone that stood by me, that fought for me when I was in prison. When I came out, the love I saw, the support I saw from you people, I was never expecting it. For a commoner like me, you guys fought for me, you guys stood by me. I want to appreciate you all. I said that God Almighty will bless you. So on the 10th of August, on Sunday, I boarded a flight from Oyo to Lagos. So when we're inside the aircraft, the normal procedure happened. The lady Juliana was telling everybody from the front, from the front seats, coming to the back because I was at the back. So she came to me. She said she came to me. So when she was coming forward, so she came and I was struggling to put my phone. I was putting my phone on flight mode. So she said no, that I have to put it off. So I told her that one of my phones, because I was with two phones, one of my phones is for a fault. The phone is bad. The power button is bad precisely. So I showed her that the power button is bad. So she said I can put off my phone without the power button. I said okay. So she said I should go to my settings. So while she was telling me go to your settings and all that, I went to my settings. So she said go to your general. So while trying to do that, the pressure from her, so the man that was sitting on my right now helped me and off one of the phone, put one of the phone off while we are struggling on the other one that has the power button is still. So she said I should go to the my general. I went to the general. I went to the settings and the general. So when I told her okay, please, before then I told her, please, can you assist me and spell general? She said she cannot touch my phone. She can never touch my phone. Children of nowadays. So I now turned to the guy that helped me to off one of my phone. I told him, please, can you assist me and spell general? So the guy now collected my phone. And
so in this 11 minutes video, Comfort had given our own side of the story of what happened that day in the plane. According to her, she said that when she was in the plane and the whole switch off your phone attempt was going on, the air hostess had come to her and asked her to switch off her phone, and she told the air hostess that she can't switch off her phone. She doesn't know where to switch it off from, because her power button is bad. According to her, she had put the phone on flight mode, but she was asked to not just put it on flight mode, but she actually switched off the phone, and that is where the confusion came in. She also said that she asked the air hostess to please help me out, and the air hostess said that she can never touch her phone, and also used the phrase children of nowadays. So in the process of all of this back and forth, the person beside her helped her to, you know, switch off the phone and whatnot. She was asking the lady to spell general, since they were showing her in her settings where she's actually going to switch off the phone. But in the process, you know, the person beside her actually collected the phone. And I don't know why this person who was beside her hasn't come out to say anything, actually, because he seems to be a very great participant in this entire story, and he hasn't said anything about the situation. We don't even know who he is. He is, as a matter of fact, the best person in the plane to give account of what must have happened that day. So she said that, you know, they collected the phone and everything went, you know, normal. And then after the plane had, you know, reached Lagos, she went into the bathroom to ease herself. And then coming out of the bathroom, she realized that everybody had left the plane, and she carried her things and I was about to leave the plane. Getting to the exit, the air hostess was right at the exit and refused her to leave. And she kept, you know, she brought out her phone to do the video and kept asking the air hostess why she's actually blocking the road and whatnot. According to her, the air hostess took off her wig, you know, and then hit her on the face. All her phones fell down. She actually showed a picture of her phone that had broken in the process, and that was why she got angry and she started poking the air hostess. So the video that was made was after the air hostess had taken off her wig and of course had punched her and made her phone scratch. You know, her phones fell on the floor and they actually spoiled. That was when the video started coming in, because at this point no one else was in the plane aside from the both of them. So when she had called obviously other staff of the Ibom Air, and when they had gotten to that point, that was when, you know, the video recording started. And at this time she was already aggravated and she had, you know, taking it out on the air hostess as well. Now it's a long story here and there, and on top of all of this, I don't know, some set of people went to the father's house and collected the father's statement over this entire situation as well, and the father had this to say. Let's take a look at the video.
My name is Godwin Mason, skill man. So I'm a native of the Corps of Senegal government, the Corps of government, So the first day I saw this thing, he told me I was so provoked. Because I tried all my tools to send my child to school. All my aim living. So I didn't know why it would have happened that way. Is it because I don't have money? Is it because I don't have anything? Even now I'm so provoked. I don't even know exactly what to say. I don't even know how many people are going to pay my bills. But they rubbish us. They tarnish our image. So I don't exactly know what exactly to do. I don't even know exactly. As I'm sitting down here, I'm not myself. I don't feel like eating that way anything. All right, he was stripping my child naked. He didn't steal, he didn't do anything. It's just mere arguments. How can you strip somebody child naked? He posted to the whole world. Who posted it? How does it happen? So there is nothing which somebody can console. But it's bad issues. What does the government do to this? Is it because I was respected as church rights? So he decided to go that way. I'm not happy about it. No matter how the presentation must be prepared. I'm so excited for you to go to their concern. I'm so excited because of their concern. God bless you. I'm so excited. Thank you very much. I want it to be done. This is what I did to train that child. Look at it here. Just show the picture of this is what I did. To train up. How baby is shot. You just let me put in my conscience. How can I listen? Somebody get me this place.
This has also gotten a lot of traction on social media concerning, you know, Comfort's family and how Comfort in some way is able to fly airplanes here and there, knowing that the father is saying that this is the living condition he is in and whatnot. To a very large extent, I think that we are misplacing priorities in terms of comments and, you know, well-being Nigerians who have something to say about the situation, because how did we move from someone someone being assaulted by an air hostess on the plane to talking about her family, her upbringing, what she does for a living. What is the relationship? You know, somebody actually got assaulted on the plane. If she's the one who got assaulted or the air hostess got assaulted, but somebody got assaulted, you know, in the airplane, and we are taking a look at her family, her background, you know, and stuff like that, where she gets her money from. How does that equate to what has happened to her? I feel like these are the reasons that actually give out people the audacity to do the things that they do to other people, because they feel like, oh, at the end of the day, they dig out her past, I'm going to be justified for my actions. Meanwhile, it's humanly wrong on all levels. Whatever she decides, her and her family decide to do to Ibom Air, we'll definitely be here to, you know, give out more of that detail. She has said, however, that she isn't suing, at least not yet. She hasn't consulted with her lawyer to know if it is okay for her to, you know, sue or not. Okay, we're moving away from that to some interesting topic this afternoon. George Tufoni and his wife have welcomed their third baby, and this is so nice, so beautiful, seeing George Tufoni absolutely excited with his, you know, family, his wife and children. His wife is really one funny person as well, and they actually make a good couple, a great couple. They've welcomed their third child into the family, and we are just saying a big congratulations to Josh Tufoni, because we all see how he treats and how he, you know, takes care of his wife and shows her off on social media. So yeah, big congratulations to him there. And moving on to another story is Big Brother Naija, and Big Brother Naija former housemates who have decided to get involved in Toke Makinwa's pregnancy. Now, it's not just Toke Makinwa's pregnancy, it's Solomon Buchi's comment about Toke Makinwa's pregnancy. So, of course, a few days ago, actually, I don't think it has been that long, Toke Makinwa made a video on social media, posted a video on social media talking about, you know, how she's an expecting mom and all that. And a lot of people flooded her comment section with congratulations and all that. She also said that she had prayed to God for this baby. She talked about how she turned 40 in November, and she wanted her baby she wanted a baby before 40 or at 40, and then God made her pregnant in December. So she kept talking about this, and, you know, really exciting. A lot of people trooped in and said congratulations. However, Solomon Buchi had made a video where he questioned her involvement, her involving God in the conversation. According to Solomon Buchi, God has only one way of giving birth, that is through marriage. So you're not married and you're giving birth, and you're out here saying God is involved in the story. It doesn't seem to have sat well with Solomon Buchi, and then he made this video. Let's first of all take a look at what Solomon Buchi had to say here.
40, it seems like it's something she's really desired as a woman. But I have a problem with mixing Jesus and God with it. I was watching a clip from her podcast, and she was talking about how she had an agreement with God, or she prayed to God that she really wants to be a mother. As a Jesus girl, a Christian, we need to be very careful with how we mix God with our personal decisions that we've decided to pursue, whether they are godly or not. Now, I'm not saying there is anything ungodly about having a child, but you're having a child outside of wedlock. You're not married. So there is just no need bringing God into that. There is no point trying to spiritualize it. Honestly, you can give your testimony without implicating God's word and his standard. Just say that you really wanted to be a mother, and now you're about to be a mother, or maybe you are ready. There is no need to infuse God into it, because according to God's standard, the only right way to be a parent is in the premise of marriage. Of course, some people have made mistakes, and that's absolutely fine. That does not define their life. But sounding as though you intentionally planned to have a child outside of wedlock, and then trying to spiritualize it and bring God into it, I'm actually happy for her, but let's not bring God into it.
Alright, so a lot of people aren't very comfortable with Solomon Buchi's angle concerning Toke Makinwa's pregnancy. One of them being, or two of them being, Big Brother Naija former housemates V and VA and UL. Now, V had, you know, in a post she made, and accused Solomon Buchi of actually, you know, probably running mad. She did a tweet, and yeah, she tagged his wife and said she should do something about, you know, his situation, or according to her, you know, the madness. This is her personal take on, you know, Solomon Buchi's statements. Another person who seems to have had something to say about the situation is UL. UL, on the other hand, had said that she actually feels that Solomon Buchi and every other man in question do not even have the right to have a conversation about a woman's body and what a woman chooses to do with her body. You know, they say that women are, you know, in charge of their own body, in charge of what happens to them. And yeah, we understand the story of how difficult it can be to have a child sometimes for some women, and how Toke Makinwa has always wanted this pregnancy, or has always wanted to be a mom. As much as it can be very challenging sometimes, you know, it's also okay for people to be sensitive about the statements they make at times like this. We've also seen comments about who the baby daddy is, and I'm like, in this age and time where women actually get surrogates, where women actually just, you know, do IVF, just do what they need to do to get pregnant without needing to be with a man, we are asking who the father of the child is. How about let's try and let's evolve, let's come along. It's 2025. Those questions shouldn't be asked. If the mother hasn't said that there is a father, then there is no father. I mean, Inedo had a child through surrogacy, and she said there's no father to the child. You know, let's stop asking these questions. It's 2025. We move forward. And then moving on away from that is Perebi, who has started a conversation on social media now. And this is about South African movie producers and Nollywood producers. Now, he says that, you know, not to downgrade the efforts of Nollywood producers, but however, it looks as though South Africans are telling more stories or better stories with their movies than Nigerians, from the cinematography down to the storytelling, down to lighting and everything. These people seem to be having or getting ahead of us. And this has sparked the conversation on social media. You know, a lot of people are picking sides. Do you think South African movies are better than Nollywood movies? You know, I'm not really a fan of South African movies that much, but you can tell that South Africans have stories to tell in their movies. Like, aside from their deep culture, they always have something, stories. I've watched a few South African movies, and their stories are always unique, you know, and all that. Maybe when it comes to storytelling, I would prefer Nigeria to do more, but at the moment, Nollywood is banging with the storytelling, honestly, especially the movies that make it to cinema. I think that what people do is they go and watch the movies on YouTube. The movies on YouTube are like your day-to-day. There's no much budget that has been put into it. But if you actually painstakingly go to the cinema and see a great movie, you see that Nollywood has really come a long way. There's so many interesting storylines there in the movies that have been brought to the cinemas and even on Netflix and streaming platforms. And it's really nice to see how far Nigeria has gone, Nollywood has gone. So personally, would not say that South African movies are better than Nollywood movies. Yes, they try. It's a great competition, but Nollywood has grown. We've seen how much Nollywood has grown, and we're definitely going to say, oh, Nollywood came from so place to where they are at the moment. So we cannot place it in any sort of competition or side by side with any other, especially not in Africa. Come on, let's do better for Nollywood. And that's all the stories and all the trends and all the entertainment that I have for you this afternoon. Thank you for being a part of Entertainment Now. We will be leaving you now, but coming back tomorrow for another beautiful edition. But until then, do have an amazing rest of your day. My name is Vera Philip. Of course, you can follow me on social media. On Facebook, it's Vera Philip. On Instagram, VeraPhilip_MGZ. For Spectrum Television, on all our social media platforms displayed right on your screen. Bye for now.